Jai Shriman Narayana. Jai Shriman Narayana. Jai Shriman Narayana. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvas. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. I welcome Lord Ramanuj and my Guru, Swami Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj, on our 17th day of our celebrations held here at the ashram, entitled the month of the Ramanujans. These celebrations are unique to our ashram in South Africa only. Today would be day 2 of the Mahasamadhi week of the Sri Siddhartha Ashram of Swami Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj in India. And I remember, but before I start discussing the name, I would like to ask viewers that do not want to be entertained by my discourses, my discourse this evening, to kindly leave this program. And I also want to say that from time to time I use the word Indians, I use the word demonic, I use the word divine, I use the words non-divine, and I say ignorant Sanatan Dharmis or ignorant Hindus. When I use all of these terminologies, I am discussing those people that had interactions with me and those that are adversely commenting on my social media platforms. So I'm not meeting Indians in general, because there are many divine Indians, and when I say divine, some of them might be ignorant of the Vedic injunctions, but nevertheless they are divine. Some may know some part of the Vedas and still be demonic. So I am not generalizing when I speak of any Indian or anyone in particular. I am discussing all those that have interacted with me, either proactively or adversely. So my discussions is with people that I have a positive or a negative interaction with, and not the community in general. So I want to make that clear. And with that sorted out, I want to clean up negative comments on social media. And that is one of my intentions, and this is why I am starting by asking people who do not want to hear a spiritual discourse, do not want to hear a discourse by the Guru, do not want to hear about my Guru. I'm going to discuss today my Guru, Swami Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. Then please remove yourself from my social media platform. And those that want to make comments, You can make positive comments or you can submissively ask a question. You can submissively ask a question and I will endeavor to answer it to the best of my ability. That would be the protocol on all of my social media platforms. So I want to discuss my guru, but I just had, when I heard Mataji on the Casio just now, and my mind went back to Reservoir Hills High School. Devashni, you remember Reservoir Hills High School? You know there's a music room there. And same music room. I used to wait 1 hour every day after school for Mataji while she was learning to play the piano. And it was very, very frustrating because everyone was gone and I had to hang around by the gates and wait for Mataji every Tuesday and Thursday. I think it was music lessons. But God, in His own wisdom, have designed everyone to go through their destinies, and today Mataji is playing the same music but for a different reason. Okay? Yes, Guruji was born on May 27, 1939. In this, not very long ago, Guruji is not from the 1800s or the 1900s or the 1600s or 1700s. He's from the almost the mid-1900s. He lived in our lifetime. And from the age of 3, when he was 3 years old, he heard a saint singing and he grasped the verses of the saint and he began singing. I don't know if Mataji remembers. I only remember 2 words of, I think it's in one of Guruji's book, Lene Dene, something the saint was singing. And Guruji was so thrilled by this song of the saint at the age of 3 that he used to sing it all the time, which ultimately means that Guruji had no opportunity of being impure or materially tainted, because at the age of 3 everyone is absolutely pure, everyone's consciousness is absolutely pure, and at that age he assimilated the purity of the hymns of the saint. And then Guruji had an experience at a temple when he was 7 years old, Balaji temple in Rajasthan, which I had the opportunity to visit when I was retracing the footsteps of my spiritual master. I don't think it will be so expensive for you, Abhi. All you have to do is just come to Rashram, go 1 round and you retrace your gurus. We had to taxi, fly from South Africa to India, myself, Melissa and Vasudeva. And then we had to sit in a cramped taxi with Guruji's 2 grandsons, and they took us to places where the general public went and to some places where just the 3 of us who were foreigners went and visited. And we were fortunate that our guides were not some general guide but Guruji's own 2 grandsons. We lived 2 nights at the grandson's parents' house in Rajasthan. So my guru declared from the temple priest a solution to assist mankind and stop them from the sufferings he witnessed at the age of 7. And he was instructed by the temple priest to go and find a guru, surrender to the guru and learn from the guru. So Guruji, at a very young age, went to Gurukul, and his guru was Swami Govindacharya, and Guruji stayed at the Gurukul for 12 years, where he mastered all the Vedic injunctions. He knew all the mantras at his fingertips. Every mantra has a frequency, and if you are in tune with that frequency, you can make changes in the frequencies that's existing in the universe. So Guruji mastered all the mantras. Then he went and lived in the Bangar forest alone for 12 years, and subsequently Guruji would miss, and when they wanted to find him, they would go to the Bangar forest and they would find him deep in meditation. And there were many times Guruji also dug into the ground and he was covered of sand, with sand, and he went into deep meditation for 40 days at a time. So Guruji was a bona fide spiritual master in every sense, absolutely pure from birth, and then he was a householder guru, which meant he got married and he had children, 2 sons and I think 2 daughters. I met 2 daughters. Sorry, it was 2 daughters?
3 daughters.
3 daughters, okay. 2 sons and 3 daughters. And we were so fortunate when our stay at the Sri Siddhartha Ashram was extended miraculously by Guruji himself, because you can only stay in ashram for 6 days, but we stayed there for 21 days. And it was at that stage that I received my enlightenment whilst I was in the ashram itself, that all of Guruji's children were present at the ashram on one day. They live in various parts of India, the daughters are married, but we were so fortunate to have met all his children whilst we were living at the ashram itself. So Guruji worked behind the scenes for many years, and he started his practice as a guru in 1998. He found where the spot, which is currently occupied by Sri Siddhartha Ashram. Today, if you go to Faridabad, the Sri Siddhartha Ashram, you'll find roads and hotels around it. But when Guruji found that spot, it was a forest. And if you look at him, look at his beard, living alone in a forest, and all types of people and vehicles going to visit him, then one would think Guruji was a terrorist. So they sent a policeman to go undercover and observe and do a surveillance on Guruji. So the policeman entered the forest disguised as a devotee, and he stuck around and he never left. He became a disciple of Guruji, and he's got his own ashram. His name is Tiwari Baba. We also had the opportunity to meet him when we was at the ashram in 2013. So Guruji's miracles began spreading in India. His miracles went beyond the thinking of the limited thinking of the mind of man, and he brought a person who was going to be cremated back to life. So there was a devotee of Guruji, and he asked his family that if he ever passes on, before cremation they must carry his body through the ashram. And as his body was being carried through the ashram, Guruji saw the procession and beckoned them to him. And he read his mantras and the body became alive. So I wouldn't be telling you the story because it is too far-fetched. But when I was in the dining room, in my 21 days stay at the ashram, and Guruji's last devotee that was schooling me into the Sri Ramanujans Sampradaya, G.S. Bawa, he beckoned to a man and he said, "Come here." And that man hastily went to G.S. Bawa. G.S. Bawa was a Sikh. He was in his 80s, but he was a very frightening man, very arrogant, very vulgar, and people should shake and shiver for him. Even me, being a former policeman, I was shaken by him. So when he called this man, and he told this man that he must come to our room and give us his story. So this man came to our room, we videoed this story, and he deviated. He said that excavators and TLBs were trying to break the rock to build the Sri Siddhartha Ashram, the shrine itself, and for months they were battling to get the rocks broken. So Guruji read his mantra in the cup of tea that he was drinking and threw the tea at the rock, and the rocks crumbled and broke up into pieces, desired pieces. And then G.S. Bawa told this man, "Listen, I don't want you to talk about those stories. The last time you died, Guruji brought you to life. This time when I kill you, nobody will bring you to life. I want you to give your story only." And this man gave his story. And we videoed that story. As I said, millions of occasions, I was an atheist. You can't give me these stories without verification. I'm not going to accept it. So these are the things that Guruji did in his lifetime. He had thousands and thousands and thousands of followers, and I gave this story before, but I think for those that are watching on social media, the very first Guru Purnima, Guruji underestimated the amount of people that's going to attend, and they catered for 5,000 However, 10,000 devotees attended and they ran short of ghee. So at that part of time at night, it was impossible to get the amount of ghee that Guruji or the ashram required. So Guruji pulled out a bucket of water from the well and he read his mantra into it and it converted into ghee. And on Monday, he bought the amount of ghee that he converted and read the mantra into it. It got converted to water and he put it back in the well. And the reason he did that is because saints are not allowed to change the dynamics of the universe. But that incident is to show that Guruji was the most affluent spiritual scientist of the 21st century. So again, there is evidence at the ashram. People are still alive that witnessed this, and there are recordings of these incidents that I am describing. So also a very notable miracle was when he converted a girl child into a boy child, and this can be proven because there's medical evidence that a couple went to Guruji and stated that they want a boy, and when the baby went on the scan, it was a girl. They came back to Guruji and the mother had a fight with Guruji saying, you promised it to be a boy but it's a girl. Guruji said, don't worry. And she came back in the 7th month frustrated because the scan is still showing a girl. And Guruji again said, don't worry. When the baby was born, it was a boy. So this is now medical evidence by the parents of the child. Child might be quite old now, in the 20s. So these are the things that Guruji did. And I am fortunate to be a disciple of his. And I remember when I spent a few days at Chinna Jayal Swami's ashram in Hyderabad in 2018. And there were over 300 Swamis at that ashram. And all the Swamis looked at me in awe because they knew I am Guruji's disciple. I don't know any Sanskrit, I don't know any Hindi, I don't know any Tamil, and they were mystified, but being Swamis, they understood that the spiritual baton was passed on to me, and they understood as well that I was a few years late. And they were all unanimous that my Guru is very strong in me. They were unanimous. And I remember a very prominent Jayer. Jayer is one who has taken sannyas. A very prominent Jayer who could not speak English, but he asked me, you miracles. I tried to understand. He said, you miracles. Guruji, miracles. You, miracles. And I said, yes, Guruji transferred his miracles to me, and you can find this miracles on Facebook. There were 2 miracles that was performed in India itself. So there is always evidence in what I do, and whatever I do within the confinement, within the parameters of the Vedas and my Guru's instructions. All that I do under my Guru's instructions. Nothing that I do on my own. Everything is spiritual, everything is connected, everything is scientific, and there's always insurmountable evidence to prove all of my actions that I undertake. So there is a book in the back. I'm going to get it in the front tomorrow, and I'll show you where I took my Guru's instructions from and what I am doing today. So you will notice that I don't have a lot of so-called Hindus or Sanatan Dharmis that follows me. I don't have a huge segregated Sanatan Dharmi following. And the reason is that my mission is oneness. So if my mission is oneness, then my followers cannot be only Sanatan Dharmis. They have to be Christians, they have to be Muslims, they have to be blacks, they have to be whites, they have to come from all types of cultures, traditions, and religion. You understand? All of you understand? If my mission is oneness, then I cannot have a sectarian Sanatan Dharmic following. Although Sanatan Dharma means it includes everyone. Sanatan Dharma includes everyone, not just an Indian following or converting you from whatever religion you are, whatever race you are, putting tilak on your forehead, making you Sanatan Dharmis. That's not my mission. My mission is whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever race you are, whatever religion you are, my mission is to synthesize the relationship between the different religions and the different races. That is my job. And did we as an ashram accomplish that?
Yes.
Which is unprecedented. No other ashram has catered for the different races, different religion, different traditions, different cultures, and asked them to remain who you are, but all together at one gathering. And we've done that over 20 times. We've done that successfully over 20 times. We have not converted anyone, but we brought love between humanity. Everyone that came to this ashram, they discussed the serenity of the ashram, whether it was a Muslim, whether it was a Christian, whether it was a black, whether it was a white, whether it was a Koi, whether it was a San. Yes or no? We have evidence of that? Yes. So the Sri Narayan Dham was historical in this country in initiating the oneness practically. In initiating the oneness practically. And if you go and watch my current videos where I am singing the Om Namo Narayan mantra at rallies, mini rallies, churches, halls, in campaigning, and you will notice the essence and the harmony between the blacks and the Indians. Although I am singing Sanatan Dharmic mantras, when they are perceiving me, they're not perceiving me as a Hindu guru, they're perceiving me as an Indian guru. And in that perception, there is so much of love that a religious man from the Indian community can come out to the black masses and support them in the suffering. And the black masses not suffering, and an Indian guru leaving his comfort zone and coming out into the masses and getting involved in the eradication of their suffering. So here in South Africa we know there were 3 riots: 1949, 1987 or 6? No, 87, the Inanda riots. And then the riots in, or the atrocities, which was called the Phoenix Massacre between Indian and blacks. And I have single-handedly reached out across from 2021. I have single-handedly, as this ashram, reached out across the black community. I went 3 times and I was interviewed at Radio Inanda, which has a huge listenership across KZN. Yes? Many eminent black leaders attended programs at this ashram on oneness and social cohesion. Yes?
Yes.
You think that this Durban was always the hotspot for violence, and that violence was always between Indians and blacks, and it was also black on black political violence earlier on. But that fire to start the eruption of riots in Durban, the catalyst was always the Indian and the blacks. You think through our intervention, you think another riot is possible? Or if it starts, you think we have capacity to quell it almost immediately? Yes, because at that point in time, we were all alone. We were all alone. Now we know prominent black leaders from politics, from NGOs, from churches, from all structures of society. We have prominent black people. We are involved in the spiritual crime prevention. With all of this knowledge and all of these people at our fingertips, you think we can quell a racial uprising between Indians and blacks successfully?
Yes.
Instead of it going into what happened in 2021, in 1987 and 1949? You think my Guru's instructions to me to create a divine society lives beyond his samadhi?
Yes.
Is my Guruji still working through me to create that divine society successfully?
Yes.
So my Guru's mission is now my mission, and when I leave, it will be my disciples' mission. That mission of creating a divine society is synonymous with the mission of Lord Sri Ramanuj 1,000 years ago, is it not? Because Lord Ramanuj advocated social cohesion. And this ashram evidentially is the only religious institution that have practically achieved racial cohesion, social cohesion, religious cohesion, and political cohesion. Have we not had every one of these sectors together at the ashram at one point in time, over 20 times? Is it not historical? Are we not right in the zone of my Guruji's instructions to me? So we continue, and this is why I took a position this year with Mkonto Wisizwe. I took a active role in politicizing the ashram through the Mkonto Wisizwe platforms so that I could change the consciousness of politics in this country. I declared this 4 years ago, and I've concluded it 4 years later, have I not?
Yes.
So I needed the right vehicle to do this. I've crisscrossed South Africa through great many sacrifices to achieve this, and today I am sitting here waiting now for the elections to take place. I only joined Mkonto Wisizwe officially on the 3rd of March, not too long ago, but I went out of my way to achieve the results that I wanted to achieve. So again, in doing this, and if you watch my TikTok videos that's gone viral, every Sanatan Dharmic prayer that I did at these rallies are viral on TikTok, which means the black community has embraced the Indian community. Most of the time they think I'm a Muslim with my green outfit and my beret. Don't I look like a Muslim? A handsome Muslim? So they don't know Hindu, Muslim, they just know Indian. And I'm gone viral not by my Indian brothers and sisters. They are attacking me on these videos. If you go on these videos that's gone viral, you'll see the Indians are attacking me. But our black brothers and sisters, they are so thrilled that an Indian religious man is fighting for their cause. They are posting and reposting these videos which reach is in the millions. I am told by them that I am everywhere on their WhatsApp groups. They have hundreds of WhatsApp groups. I am known throughout South Africa for the prayers that I am, the mantras that I am reciting at these rallies. You think now I said I'm going to change the political consciousness. MK is a political party. Its members are political participants. And these mantras that I read, is it not changing the political consciousness?
Yes.
Is it not sending a breath of social harmony through the masses? When they're looking at me, who am I representing? I'm representing the Indian population, am I not? When they are talking, when they are discussing, they are saying the Indians are supporting us now. The Indians are now supporting us. Aren't they saying this? I can go anywhere. I stated this previously. I can go to any rally. I don't go to rallies if I'm not invited. I don't go to any MK function if I'm not officially invited. But where I am officially invited, the minute I reach, they say Guru or Guruji has arrived. I haven't seen these people in my life. It's because of the sharing and going viral on social media that they recognize me as the Guruji, which is part of my mission. I use this Mkonto Wisizwe platform to expedite my oneness program. Did it help?
Yes.
After elections, will this relationship break?
No.
This type of relationships are etched in the minds of individuals forever. You understand? So I'm accomplishing my Guru's mission to me, step by step, year in, year out, day in, day out. And I said, my mantra to my Guru every morning is, Avir, when I get up, what more can I do for you today? And when Avir gets up, what less can I do for my Guru today? You understand? So this, if you want to be a bona fide disciple, then this should be your mantra. You'll realize that the most and the only important relationship in this world is the relationship with your Guru. Husband is here for today, gone tomorrow. Wife is here for today, gone tomorrow. Tibeshni is here for today, just now she'll get married, she'll be gone. Mother won't care about her mother, won't care about her father. She'll have her own children, she'll be conning them, they'll be conning her, she'll be conning her husband, husband will be conning her. One big con family. Alright? She told me she's in Zuma's league. She's always 10 steps ahead of her parents from the age of 4. Sometimes she went 20 steps. Alright? She's sitting here in 2024. She plotted this in 2020. Alright? That's how far Tibeshni is. Tibeshni, am I joking or is it truth? Yes, she said it's the truth. Alright? So the only real relationship is with the Guru. You understand? Because all these people will come and go next life. Only the Guru will be the common denominator in your life until you are liberated. So also, because I'm talking about myself and my role in Mkonto with Sizwe, after the elections, remind me somebody, I'm going to tell you what value I put into Mkonto with Sizwe. I want to say it after the elections with evidence. I'll have those members seated here, and when I tell you the value that I put in this organization, then they will evidence the quantity of work that I singularly put in Mkonto with Sizwe. But I want to pay tribute. Firstly, once again to Mr. Viswan Reddy, who is, in my opinion, one of the foremost politicians in Indian politics in this country of this era. There were many stalwarts, many other politicians, Indian astute politicians along the way. You all know many of them, you all know the names. And then there were disgraceful ones, like Pravin Gordhan, you know. He was for himself. It is this type of politicians that really frustrates me, that who come from an Indian background. Because when they go into politics, they don't come back home. They didn't come back. Pravin never went to Chatsworth, he never went to Phoenix, he didn't go to Varlam, he didn't go to Stanger, he didn't go to the Indian community. He became an untouchable Indian. And this is why Indians have lost trust in our own Indians that join majority politics. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because they don't come back to you, they don't educate you, they don't tell you what's happening on the political platform. They betray you. They betray you. So this is why Indians are always suspicious about other Indians in politics. And now it's even worse because now there's a comedian who doesn't know whether he is coming or going. He wants to take the whole Indian community with him, calling himself the new tiger in town, you know. I feel sorry for my Indian brothers and sisters with the choices they have in their political life. And this is why I'm saying forget all these things. It will be wasted votes. If you vote for entities that cannot make a difference, those are called wasted votes. Take the same votes and vote Mkonta Vasis. Alright, so I want to thank Pastor Quinton. He handles all the security for Mkonta Vasis throughout, wherever there is public involvement, then Pastor Quinton handles the security. I want to thank Pastor Mike. He's also in security, but he's more a man on the ground, and he has done a whole lot of work with his team in Chatsworth. Then I want to thank Roy Govinda, also working very, very hard in Phoenix. Then there's Jerome, who works with Wiswin, Neil, Darshan, there's some ladies, Vino, Hope, Sabina, I don't want to miss their names. These are deadly ladies. They nearly killed me on the taxi. Rosie Ma, these three ladies doing impeccable work in recruiting. Remember, the hardest recruitment is recruiting Indians.
That's true.
Every other race is just falling into place for MK. Whites, I recruited whites, coloreds, blacks, but I'm going to discuss that after the elections. But convincing an Indian to become an MK, it's really hard work, and this is why I'm paying tribute to my Indian brothers and sisters. And they have gone the extra mile. And all of these people are businessmen. They all work in. None of them is running after money or position. And not forgetting our own resident political coordinator of this ashram, Mrs. Jessica Pandey. Alright, she's also, she was sick and she lost her mother-in-law, but in between all of that, everyone phones her and troubles her, and she gives advice and directions, and also worked very, very hard in bringing this organization and giving it life. It's an organization that has its own momentum, but we did, as an Indian community, make an impact. How you think the world looks at Umkhonto Wesizwe when they see so many Indians involved in this organization? How does the world look at Umkhonto Wesizwe? How does other South Africans look at Umkhonto Wesizwe? It looks like a true reflection of the South African population and society, doesn't it? So I thank all of these people. If I missed out any names, it's not deliberate. It's just that I'm on this discourse and there are too many names to think of. And also our black brothers and sisters, our black pastors, bishops, they really made me feel at home. The black masses, I really feel at home with them. I have absolute pleasure and I feel great. I feel good when I'm invited. When I enter these places, I feel absolutely blissful. I enjoy it. It's a common man on the ground. And this organization, people buy their own t-shirts. No, I want to just discuss when we were going to Joburg, I was seated in a taxi and my knees were cramped. But I saw bus loads of Durban transport with standing passengers. From Durban to Orlando Stadium, I'm complaining, I'm seated on a seat. Look at how much love these people got from Umkhonto Wesizwe. There was no food. Other political parties will give you streetwise 250 rand to jump in the bus. So you got your food, that's your drink money, that is why you see them screaming and sauntering all over the show. Our people went sober. Many of them didn't have enough money to buy food. The round trip was over 24 hours. There was no comfort in traveling up or no comfort in traveling down. You understand? And the traveling in the bus was over 8 or 9 hours. Standing passengers. What does that tell you? Which political party in South Africa can emulate the followers of Umkhonto Wesizwe? They're going to support President Zuma and this organization on empty stomach. Absolute discomfort. Imagine standing from here to Orlando Stadium, Soweto. In our ward, 4 buses went full. Our ward, this ward 23. So this is the credentials of this organization which the Guru has been promoting, because people want change. You can't lie to the people on the ground any more with 350 rands. This is the first time, and we always knew, we political pundits, we always knew that only the ANC can kill the ANC. You saw in 30 years, there could be no other formation that could kill the ANC. And this is the last time and the only time where there will be such a great split of the ANC. Umkhonto Wesizwe is former ANC members, are they not?
Yes.
So it's the ANC killing the ANC under another name. This is not going to happen ever again. This is the only opportunity where the ANC will kill the ANC. The righteous ANC will kill the unrighteous ANC, like the Pandavas and the Kauravas, same family. Other kings couldn't come from other kingdoms and destroy them. They had to destroy themselves through themselves. Are you understanding? And this is why I took this step. Remember, I was the only religious leader dressed in a MK color and MK garb and MK cap and MK scarf. All these religious leaders that were there, they were wearing their religious outfit. But I went and identified myself with the MK, Mkonto Wisizwe party, so that I can create this in the minds of people that were on the borderline, that if there's this guru that can go and brand himself, practically not only sing there, but also brand himself, then those borderline people that were thinking, do I join MK or don't join MK, I drop them, I tip them over into MK. And as I said, after the elections, we're going to see the impact that I had as a guru from this ashram on the South African political scene. And all of this is underscored by my main mission, which is oneness. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.